Good evening. Welcome to the Monday, December 11th, 2023 Cabarrus County Board of Education business meeting. We'll move to 1.01 where I will call the meeting to order. We will move to 2.01. Board members, I need a motion that the board convene in closed session to consult with its attorney pursuant to General Statute 143-318-11A3 to consider confidential personnel matters pursuant to General Statute 143-318-11A6.
So moved.
Second. I have a motion by Mr. Ford and a second by Ms. Lindsay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we are now in closed session.
Good evening. I have
Welcome back. We will start at 4.01. Board members, I need a motion to approve the closed session minutes for November the 6th and the 20th as presented. I have a motion by Ms. Lindsay and a second by Mr. Floyd. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? The minutes are approved as presented. We'll move to 4.02. I need a motion to approve the December 11th personnel report as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Lindsay, a second by Mr. Walter. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The personnel report is approved as presented. We will move to 5.01, where we will do the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will please stand. Thank you. We will now move to 6.01, where we will adopt the agenda. Board members, I need a motion to adopt the December 11th, 2023 business session agenda as presented.
Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Lindsay, a second by Mr. Floyd. Is there any discussion, board members, about the agenda?
Chair, I thought we were changing a part of the agenda. The 13th point.
I have that one. We're not changing until we get there.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions? Okay, board members, I need a motion to approve this agenda as presented. Okay. Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The agenda is adopted. Okay, we will move to 7.01 with our Impact Through Education Awards with Mr. Phil Furr. Welcome, Mr. Furr.
Madam Chair, members of the board, Dr. Kopicki, good evening. Tonight we'll present Impact Through Education Awards to students and staff at Concord Middle School and Rocky River Elementary School. Our sponsors for the Impact Awards are our friends at Equitable. At this time, I would like to invite our Equitable representatives, Lauren Bearclough and Phoebe Son-O, to join me at the front of the room. Before we get started with the awards, please accept our sincere thanks and gratitude to Equitable for its continued sponsorship of the Impact Through Education Awards. Tonight, we continue with our 14th year of honoring those making an impact in our schools with this award. We appreciate your support and thank you for helping us celebrate and recognize deserving students and staff. We also want to say a word of thanks to the Cabarrus Regional Chamber and to Concord Trophy Center for providing us with our award plaques each month. Now on to tonight's awards. May I have the Concord Middle School administrative team come forward, please?
Hi. Where do I go? Sorry.
I'm just going right there where it says admin. Yep, that's you. Our first honoree from Concord Middle is Isabel Bishop. Isabel, please come forward with your family. Isabel is a smiling, positive student who always strives to ensure she understands what she is supposed to be learning. She strives to be the best she can on a daily basis. She is a student athlete who is also on student council. She is always willing to help wherever needed, whether that be with staff members or other students. Isabel is an excellent example of a Concord minor. Congratulations, Isabel. You are an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School. Our next honoree from Concord is Amarion Maxwell. Amarion, please come forward with your family. Amarion is an encouraging student who always smiles. He is a quiet student who goes above and beyond to make sure he's always doing the right thing and staying on top of his learning. During his years in middle school, he has become a confident student who is willing to put himself out there. He takes his daily responsibilities seriously while also encouraging others. Amarion is an ideal example of a Concord minor. Congratulations, Amarion. You are an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School. Also from Concord Middle School is support staff member Deborah Caldwell. Ms. Caldwell, please come forward with your family. Ms. Caldwell serves as the ISS coordinator at Concord Middle. She works with students using a restorative approach to help them reflect on both their behavior and learning. She is firm but caring, and she truly understands their students. She brings a positive, upbeat attitude to their school each day and contributes however she can. She also serves as the girls' basketball coach. If you were to ask anyone who knows her what makes her successful and a key contributor at Concord Middle, they would immediately say it is her ability to establish and create positive bonds and relationships with both students and staff. She is genuine and true gold at Concord Middle School. She is a true asset to their school, and they're so proud to work alongside her each day as they work to make a difference for students. Congratulations, Deb. You are an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School. And finally, from Concord, sorry. And now, finally, from Concord Middle School is teacher Veronica Hewlin. Ms. Hewlin, please come forward with your family. Ms. Hewlin came to Concord Middle last year as a literary extended reach coach. She quickly jumped in with both feet and has been an outstanding ELA coach and leadership team member. She has mentored, coached, and supported teachers and students. She models lessons for staff and has tremendous heart in ensuring their success. She runs small groups, facilitates PLC meetings, and supports teachers in many ways. One of her amazing attributes is her ability to question and get others to think and reflect upon their practices. She does this often during leadership meetings and PLCs. She is never afraid to be honest and always questions what is best for students in their building. She pitches in and helps wherever needed without question. She has taken the lead on many school projects this year, such as the Fall Title I Night. She is also strong in relationship building and creates trusting relationships with teachers. She serves as a true advocate for both students and staff. She is dedicated to ensuring that Concord Middle can be the best that it can be. Congratulations, Veronica. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Concord Middle School. We will now continue with our December Impact Through Education Awards by welcoming Rocky River Elementary School. May I have the Rocky River administrative team come forward, please? Our first honoree from Rocky River Elementary School is Henry Espinoza. Henry, please come forward with your family. Henry displays so many characteristics of what being a roadrunner truly means. He is kind and intentional in the way he speaks to not only his teachers, but to his classmates as well. He encourages his classmates through their good times and their tough times. Henry works fiercely every week to get his checklist done by focusing and staying on task. His grit and determination in school and out of school shape him into being the best he can be. Henry's the biggest cheerleader to anyone he comes across. His gentle and caring personality reflect in all that he does. He is a friend to everyone, and Henry's teachers are beyond thankful to have him in their class. Henry will no doubt go on to do amazing things. Henry, the staff at Rocky River is so proud of you. Congratulations, Henry. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Rocky River Elementary School. Congratulations, buddy. Our next honoree from Rocky River is Alina Jaquez. Alina, please come forward with your family. Alina embodies the true spirit of a roadrunner at Rocky River Elementary School. Her selfless nature shines through as she consistently lends a helping hand to her peers, offering support wherever it's needed. Beyond being an academic ally, she fosters genuine connections as a steadfast friend to all, creating an inclusive and welcoming environment. Known for her unparalleled work ethic, Alina tackles challenges with diligence and determination. Her dedication extends beyond personal accomplishments as she actively contributes to the positive atmosphere within the school. What sets Alina apart is her admirable sense of accountability. She not only acknowledges her mistakes, but takes immediate action to rectify them, demonstrating a rare and commendable level of responsibility. Furthermore, Alina consistently upholds a strong moral compass, fearlessly standing up for what is right, even when her opinions may differ from those of her peers. This unwavering commitment to integrity sets her apart as a role model for her classmates. Alina's acknowledgement of others and their contributions is noteworthy, as she regularly shines a spotlight on her peers through class shout-outs. This practice not only recognizes the achievements of her classmates, but also fosters a sense of camaraderie and support within the entire class. Rocky River Elementary School is thankful for the privilege of working with Alina. Congratulations, Alina. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Rocky River. Next from Rocky River is staff member Andrea Reynolds. Ms. Reynolds, please come forward with your family. Andrea Reynolds is an invaluable custodian at Rocky River Elementary School. Her unwavering commitment to maintaining a clean, safe, and welcoming environment for students, staff, and school community is unlike any other. Miss Andrea goes above and beyond the call of duty, ensuring that every corner of their school is spotless and conducive to learning. Her dedication to the well-being of the school community is truly commendable, and we're so thankful for her hard work and the joy that she spreads throughout the building. Andrea's role at Rocky River goes well beyond being custodian. She is an integral part of the school family, contributing to the positive atmosphere that defines Rocky River Elementary School. Her positivity is contagious. She is literally a walking ray of sunshine. When asked about Miss Andrea, a student in our building said, "Oh, Miss Andrea, she is the best. She always smiles and checks in on me. She tells me that she loves me, and I love her too." Miss Andrea is truly what this award is all about. She has impacted more staff and students at Rocky River than she will ever know. Thank you, Miss Andrea, for loving the staff, students, and school community at Rocky River. They are beyond grateful that you are a road runner. Congratulations, Andrea. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Rocky River Elementary. And finally, from Rocky River Elementary is certified staff member Lauren Chasey. Ms. Chasey, please come forward with your family. Ms. Chasey is a speech pathologist at Rocky River Elementary School. Her unwavering support and commitment for students is unmatched. Her positive energy, compassion, and dedication have significantly contributed to the well-being and success of the students at Rocky River Elementary School. Her dedication to individualized support and creating a nurturing environment for her students has made a lasting impact. She actively collaborates with her colleagues, parents, and other professionals to create a holistic support system for students. Her hard work and attitude contribute to a positive and inclusive school community at Rocky River. One of her colleagues had this to say about her: "Lauren goes above and beyond for students. She takes time to build relationships with not only students, but their families and the general education teachers as well." We're extremely lucky to have her at Rocky River Elementary School. Ms. Chasey's commitment to empowering young minds exemplifies the spirit of excellence we strive for at Rocky River Elementary School, and we're so thankful to have her on our team. Congratulations, Lauren. You're an Impact Through Education Award winner for Rocky River Elementary School. This concludes our Impact Award presentations for tonight. Congratulations to all our recipients, and thanks again to our partners, Equitable and the Cabarrus Chamber of Commerce, for your partnership.
Thank you, Mr. Furr. We will move to 7.02 and our Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month with Dr. Michael Williams.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, Dr. Kopicki, and to our viewing audiences, both here and those watching the live stream. It is my pleasure to recognize our Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month for December. We always want to begin with expressing our sincere thanks and gratitude to Mr. Tim Vaughn and Hillbush Ford for their tremendous generosity and continued sponsorship of this wonderful recognition program. Our Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month for December is Audie McGinnis, an English Language Arts teacher at J.M. Fries Middle School. At this time, I'd like to invite Mr. McGinnis, his family, and the J.M. Fries Middle School administrative team in attendance to please come forward. Tonight, I'd like to share the nomination that was submitted by a student about Mr. McGinnis. Mr. McGinnis, the student, wrote in the nomination, Mr. McGinnis is a teacher who would never limit your imagination. When you have an idea, he always says go for it. He is the kind of teacher who makes learning anything but boring. Whatever question you have, he answers. Whatever problem happens, he finds a solution for. I feel like Mr. McGinnis really needs recognition for what he does. He wants to teach us. He has a purpose. That's the best teacher to me. Mr. McGinnis, thank you for the impact you've made to teach, engage, and inspire the students in your classroom. Congratulations on your selection as Cabarrus County Schools Hillbush Ford Teacher of the Month.
Oh, you gotta turn that. Okay. Turn this around. Yeah, there we go. Here we go. On 3, 1, 2. Beautiful family. Perfect. And one more minute. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Congrats.
Okay, board members, we'll move to 7.03, our Everyday Hero Award winner with Ms. Stephanie Allman and Dr. Jonathan Bowers. Good evening.
Good evening to you, Madam Chair. If I could have Miss Alice Borgia and any special guests who are with her tonight come down to the front, please. Madam Chair, members of the board, and Dr. Kopicki, it is truly my pleasure to stand here once again before you tonight to be able to introduce this month's Everyday Hero Award recipient. This award is presented to an exceptional employee within our Auxiliary Services Department. They are comprised of our Kids Plus employees, our school nutrition employees, our facilities and maintenance employees, our construction employees, and our transportation employees. This award, sponsored by the Great Wolf Lodge, is meant to recognize and acknowledge the outstanding work that is done by those individuals who are those true behind-the-scenes heroes. Sometimes the work often goes unnoticed, but it's always valued and it's always appreciated, and we always want you to know how much you are a key component to our school system and its effective operations. As we all know, there is great work that is being done by these employees every day that should be publicly recognized. Nominations for the award itself are submitted by the Cabarrus County School employees, students, and parents, and one recipient is selected to be recognized each month. This month's recipient of the Everyday Hero Award is Miss Alice Borgia. She is a school nutrition cafeteria manager at Mount Pleasant Middle School. Here with me tonight is Miss Stephanie Allman, our school nutrition director for Cabarrus County Schools, and she's going to share why Miss Borgia is such a worthy recipient of this month's award that is presented by Great Wolf Lodge.
Ms. Borgia comes from the school nutrition program, as you know, and she was nominated by a CCS colleague working at her school who described her as being always there for her employees and students, a shining star, and loved by both students and adults. The nominator even went so far as to say, I would like her to be my boss if I worked in the cafeteria with her. That's quite a compliment to say the least. Congratulations to this month's Everyday Hero Award to Alice Borgia.
We should just go over and start shaking hands on the other side. Really good.
Stop till you run out of hands. Congratulations.
Right here. Good job.
Okay, board members, we will move to 7.04, and we will have the Board of Education student intern recognition with Ms. Pam Escobar.
Good evening, Board. Thank you, Madam Chair, for this opportunity to be in charge of the interns this year. They have made you proud. They have actually sat in your spots during many of the presentations that we've received from so many people on the admin team. So I just want to say thank you to all of those who have presented to our interns this semester, this fall semester. I also want to give special thanks to Phil Furr and then Dr. Prost for supporting me and all the communications that we have to do with the interns. I will say that this is not the last of them. We are going to see them next semester because we're going to have the fall interns and the spring interns work together on a service project in the spring. And so I've also opened to them if they want to hear any of the other presentations that we're going to have in the second semester. If they would like to come back, they can as well. So this isn't goodbye, but this is thank you for all the hard work that you've put in and dedication this semester. So I will acknowledge the interns that are here tonight. There are a couple that had to leave early. As you know, it's finals week, so we have a lot of dedicated juniors and seniors who are focused on their studies, and I'm encouraging them to go home right after this as well so that they can focus on that. So the first one is Sweta Choksi. Come up. Yeah. Kimberly DeVore. Jenny Ganesh. Ardesh Gupta. Paige McCullough. Priya Molji. Meghna Perchala. Arinthakar.
So we've got a group photo out in the lobby. We're going to get one more right here. On three, 1, 2, 3. Perfect. Thank you so much.
Okay, board members, we will move to 8.01. Oh,
Do this. Good job, guys. Thank you. Nice job. Nice job, guys. Good luck on your finals, too. Good job, guys. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you guys so much. Congrats, guys. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Escobar. Okay, we'll move to 8.01, our approval of minutes. Board members, I need a motion to approve the open session minutes as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion by Mr. Floyd, a second by Ms. Lindsay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. We will move to 9.01, board chair comments. I'd just like to thank our board members for their service to our community with their attendance at the community realignment meetings which have been going on. And again, it really just shows our board's dedication to listen, collaborate, and then deliberate on the information that we get to make this decision in February of 2024. So thank you, board members, for being at these meetings and listening to our community. I'd like to move to 9.02 with our superintendent comments with Dr. John Kopicki.
Thank you, Mrs. Adcock. First and foremost, we'd like to share another onward video with our community and our board this evening. So I'm going to kind of sit back and ask them to play the video.
We know that we have a Latino population that we struggle to reach, right? Because oftentimes language is a barrier. Jess is the one who typically is behind the scenes, welcoming those families into our building, trying to figure out if they have questions, how to answer them. She's often the first person that they ever meet when they walk through the doors.
But the other thing is that because I speak Spanish, I usually am the person that translate for all the Hispanic community, anybody that needs help with that. For me, when I didn't speak any English, it was very important to have that person, and I'm always gonna remember that person. So to me, that person made a difference for me to actually get the information that I needed. That was a phone call like at 3 o'clock in the morning. And she is like, Miss Jessica, I'm in trouble. You need to come and get me. And I says, where are you? So she was at the Carolina Mall. And I gotta tell you, it takes, the way that I can do this is because I have the support of my family and my kids. Because when I got up, but as soon as I got that phone call, I got up, and my husband says, where are you going? I says, well, I'm gonna go and check out where this girl is. And he's like, Jessica, it's 3 o'clock in the morning. This is a place you don't need to be. And I don't think of that. I just don't. I just want to be there for her. So she was in a lot of trouble, and I got her back home. And this is the kind of the person that I think I am. I don't see danger or none of that. I just go and whatever they need to. If they have that from me, then I make a difference, and that's really what it is. I mean, it's all about that. I have a couple of the notes here, and this is, so she says, Ms. Waller, thank you. And then inside says, I will miss you, and I'm truly grateful for you, especially keeping me updated on Madeline. Madeline is one of the friends, and then my schedule and helping me with Grace. I have one right here that this is from a student, and he just holding a sign, and he says, thank you for believing me. And this is one that I have not opened it. I just opened it right now. Let's see, it's a little doggy. And it has $100 that I didn't know that was here till now. And this is actually, it's for my birthday, which was May 18 last year. This is so bad. I'm sorry. Say, sorry, we missed your birthday while I was in Japan. It says, very late birthday, happy birthday. When I come to school, and when you make a difference in the daily with, it doesn't matter if it's a teacher or if it's a student, if it's a parent, for me, that's huge. That is something that I feel like I have a meaning in life. I'm in the right place to be for them. It feels good because not just for them, but it feels like you have accomplished something.
Who's ready to hatch some?
So again, I want to thank Mr. Furr and the Communications Department for continuing to put these videos together that expresses some of the extraordinary people that work here in the Cabarrus County school systems, and to see the dedication and the commitment that they have to our students. So I really appreciate Ms. Woolard and all the people that work here to help our students. We will continue this series again, tell our story, and remind people there are many, many, many more good things going on in the school system than we oftentimes celebrate or forget to share with others. So I thank Mr. Furr and his department for creating these videos for us. Also, I'd just like to remind anyone that is continue to be in the holiday spirit that you do not have to go far for entertainment. Tomorrow, Hickory Ridge Middle School, Harold Winkler Middle School, and Harris Road Middle School and C.C. Griffin Middle School will have some holiday concerts taking place in their auditoriums. You can check their websites. Most of those start at 6:30 p.m. I would encourage you to go out to enjoy this talent that we have with our student body, and the cost is free. So if you're looking for some holiday music, tomorrow's a good opportunity. And then Wednesday, again at Harris Road Middle School, J.N. Fries Middle School. They will have performances on Wednesday, and then on Thursday, again, Harris Road Middle School, Cox Mill High School will also have performances. So I encourage all of you to go out there and support our students and share in some of the holiday spirit with them as they perform for you. Then I want to take a moment also to extend my heartfelt wishes to each and every one of you for a joyful and hopefully rejuvenating winter break. This past year has brought both challenges and triumphs. And I appreciate the resilience and dedications that all of our employees and all the community members here have exhibited. We have taken on many new tasks and challenges that we continue to work together as a board and a community to undertake some of those challenges to continue to improve our school system. Our students, staff, parents, and community members have always and continue to contribute to the success and strength of the Cabarrus County schools. And as we prepare to step into the winter break, I encourage you to embrace the spirit of the season, surrounded by the warmth of family and friends. And I ask you to take some time to rest, reflect, and recharge so that we can return to the new year with a renewed energy and enthusiasm. So may your holidays be filled with laughter and love and moments of peace. And here's to a well-deserved break and the promise of a bright and successful year ahead. Realignment. I wanted to take a moment and give everyone some important reminders about our realignment process that is undergoing here in the Cabarrus County School System. The public survey for scenarios A, B, and C will close this Friday, December 15th. Currently, we have had more than 2,000 responses, and we thank all of those who have contributed to that feedback. Your input will be shared with the internal redistricting committee and the community focus groups as Cooperative Strategies presents a final realignment proposal to the Board of Education in January. A vote is expected on any necessary boundary alignments or adjustments to occur in February of 2024. Please continue to visit the engagewithccs.com website, where you can become involved in a realignment study by submitting a question on the process or participating in the survey. Also on the web page, you will be able to access a large number of data prepared by Cooperative Strategies that has contributed to this study. In the important links section, you can look back on previous presentations by Cooperative Strategies that have been presented to the Board of Education and are included on this website for any information you may be seeking. And then lastly, I want to thank the Board of Education. Last week I was able to go to the Cabarrus Visitors Bureau Annual Awards, and they awarded the school system of Cabarrus County an award for your support and your partnership. It was called the Visionary Award, and it was given to all of us as a Board of Education for your support and the building of the Mondo track at J.M. Robinson High School. So another great move by our Board of Education and working with our community and allowing that partnership to take place at the Visitors Bureau. Thus far, that particular track in 2.5 months has brought in over $4.4 million through that partnership. So I commend the board on their visionary leadership in supporting that particular project. And again, our kids are going to be able to use a world-class facility for their track and field events. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Kopicki. Board members, we'll move to 9.03 with our board attorney comments. Mr. Middlebrooks, do you have anything tonight?
Nothing from me this evening, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Okay, board members, we'll move to 10.01, our speakers address the board. It's now time for public comment. Each speaker will be allowed up to 3 minutes to speak, and an individual speaking for a group may be allowed up to 5 minutes at the discretion of the board chair to express interest and concerns related to the official business of the board and the school district. The speakers will be called in the order in which we received their request. A person may not be substituted for a speaker, nor may one speaker donate time to another speaker. If a speaker runs out of time, then the speaker may leave the additional information with the board clerk. Statements reasonably perceived to be disruptive or intimately threatening to the orderly operation of this meeting shall not be permitted. Any limitation on public comment shall be viewpoint neutral. The board chair has the authority to rule the speaker out of order. If a speaker or attendee willfully interrupts, disrupts this meeting and refuses to leave after being asked by the board chair, then the speaker may be escorted out and could be arrested for trespassing or disrupting an official meeting. Board members will not respond to individuals who address the board except to request clarification of points made by the presenter. So we'll start with our first speaker, Ron Kerr. Good evening, Mr. Kerr.
Good evening. This is the proper place to stay?
If you'll cut that mic on.
This one? Is this the proper place to be? Okay, well, hey, grateful for y'all to take time to let me speak to you. Proper dignitaries and notes and things that I'm supposed to say welcome or thank you for. I appreciate it. Not as schooled as you folks in this eloquent speeching and, educational system. I do, in construction, do plenty of pre-construction meetings and things that are not quite as formal. However, the reason I'm here this evening, of course, one is to thank all of you. It's very reassuring and fulfilling to me as a parent guardian at this moment to know that people of your caliber are in charge of this school system and the district itself. With the people, the acknowledgments and things I've seen over the last month and this month, it's remarkable, and I appreciate your efforts. The reason I'm here is I'm asking for a relief or seeking a prayer for relief on a disciplinary action with a 12th grade student. My wife and I were given the privilege to raise a grandson, so we're guardian parents. He's been an outstanding student with the Mount Pleasant High School and all of the schools that he's gone through. He's with the upgraded classes, all the honors classes. He's done honor roll things. On top of that, he's an athlete. He's been with athletic programs since middle school, high school now, and as a kid grows, they tend to make mistakes and errors and judgments and things. He's got a really good reputation with all his student body classes. He's a very engaged student. He goes to most every sporting event or things that, whether it's on, he's a baseball player, whether he's on the team or not, he's gone through and done a lot of things to help these other kids or students to, just to be a support mechanism. However, growing up as a teenager, he had an incident that occurred in 10th grade. It was on a Saturday night, just started driving, lost control, wrecked his vehicle. Police were called. My wife and I were scared to death from what they called. But at the end of the day, he was charged with a .02 alcohol content. So he'd had a couple of beers with some friends apparently. When we went to school on Monday, of course everybody knew, all the school board folks, or not, high school board people knew, and they said that he was going to be suspended and he wasn't able to participate, which at the March, end of February, beginning of March time frame, it's not worth the effort. However, we did fulfill the obligations that were given to us, or the offer. If we were able to get his charges removed or reduced or whatever, I'm sorry.
If you have any information you'd like to leave the board, then you can, if you have
Yes.
anything.
I'd like to just say, he was charged with something in 10th grade that was dismissed and expunged. In 12th grade, first football game, he got, with his buddies, had beer on the breath, 17-year-olds. So now they're suspending.
That's
him
really all the
from
time that
sports.
you have.
Okay, I'm sorry.
No, thank you very much. We appreciate it.
I have a question for clarity, please. I have a question for clarity. Can you answer a question?
Yes, sir.
I'm over here.
Oh, I'm sorry,
Hey,
ma'am.
how you doing, honey?
How you doing?
So I was just wanting to see, you've spoken to the principal at the school about this already?
I followed the grievance process, and so they still, the school level, saying they don't care if an incident occurred in 10th grade, they're going to hold him to a 365 suspension, and he's already been accepted to the University of North Carolina as an electrical engineer, and he'd love to be able to get some baseball scholarship things, and with this decision, there's no regard for that, and so I feel it's unjust, you know. He's not, and I know the punishment levels are set up extreme so they can deal with all types of occasions. This is minor in my, a couple of kids, athletes, and they were manning up, had a beer out off campus, and they went by a resource officer who smelled it. They weren't intoxicated, just smelled it. And so, anyway, if you guys can look at that and find some, I'm offering a prayer for relief. That's all I'm asking.
So you filed the grievance process. That's what I was trying to
Yes,
understand.
ma'am.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Do you need anything from me? Let me get my jacket. Thank you.
Okay, our second speaker is Steve Moore. Is Mr. Moore here? Welcome.
Hello, thank you. I think this is on, right? I have a bunch of handouts that I want to leave. I don't know who to just. All right. That's I'm Steve Moore. I'm the commander of the American Legion in Concord, Post 51, and on Wilshire Avenue. I appreciate you, Mr. Superintendent, Miss Madam Chair, and Board. I appreciate you having me and letting me come and speak tonight. So I said I'm a U.S. Army veteran, retired out of the Army to Concord, live downtown off of South Union Street. There's a couple things that I want to address this board and ask you for assistance with. In 1919, the American Legion was founded on 4 pillars: Veterans Affairs and Rehabilitation, National Security, Americanism, and Children and Youth. Those are the 4 pillars that our organization was founded on. Excuse me. We have programs that service veterans, youth of our community. One of those being Tar Heel Boys State. I attended Tar Heel Boys State in 2006, as most young men do. In between their junior and senior year, they attend Tar Heel Boys State, which has been a program put on by the American Legion since 1938. First of all, let me say the American Legion is not in the business of recruiting young men for the military. That's not what this is about. Tar Heel Boys State was attended by many notable individuals: Michael Jordan, Justice Samuel Alito, Governor Hunt, Governor Martin. As I said, Michael Jordan, probably the most notable of all. Mark Wahlberg, for you folks, you may know him as Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. I attended Tar Heel Boys State. I had no idea what Boys State was. I didn't even know what the American Legion was. We're having an issue. I know I've got 47 seconds. I thought I had 5 minutes. But anyways, I apologize. We're having trouble getting access to the youth because for many years the American Legion has sit there, and the past generations have used it as a social club as opposed to a community service club. So at my generation coming in, we want to get back to those 4 pillars that I mentioned: youth, youth being one of those, children and youth being one of those 4. Let me go over a few of our scholarships that we offer annually across the country. North Carolina has had some very good competitions. These scholarships must be attended by a youth at an American Legion event. Oratorical contest is a $10,000 scholarship. Across the country, we handed out $203,000 in scholarships through the American Legion last year. North Carolina is sorely underrepresented. I'll tell you this, many of our children and youth programs are represented by our charter schools and our private schools, and those, in my opinion, are not the schools that the youth need to be promoted into these scholarships. Our public schools are where these youth need to be exposed to be able to get these scholarships. And that's why I'm here for talking to you tonight. Our gentlemen that have volunteered to go and meet with the schools have, and I understand the need for security and all that, but we've reached a barrier where we can't get phone calls back. We can't get on the property to go and speak to the guidance counselors or the principals. I've reached out personally to all the principals in Cabarrus County via email, high school principals, to no avail. That's why I'm here asking. I would like the veterans of our community to be able, and thank you for your service, Mr. Chair or Mr. Board Member. I would like our veterans to be able to advance the leadership of tomorrow by instilling values. I'll say we are not recruiting to be in the military by any means. The American Legion was endowed by the Samsung family with $5 million for a Samsung scholarship. We hand out every year 10 national scholars receive $10,000 scholarships each. 10 national runners-up receive $5,000 scholarships, and each state remaining finalists receive $1,250 each just for getting selected from their American Legion to the state. They gave us $5 million. We've given out over $3 million in scholarships, and we still have $7 million left in the coffers to give out. We want Cabarrus County. I also am the chair for the state of North Carolina Tar Heel Boys State, which is American Legion program. We want Cabarrus County to be represented, and we're only doing a disservice to our community by not offering these scholarships to them. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening to me. I encourage you to please take the handouts and encourage our students.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, board members, we will go to our third speaker, Christopher Griffin. Is he here tonight? Okay. We'll move to our fourth speaker, Evelyn Serrano. Is she here? Okay. We'll move to our fifth speaker, Alician Morphus. Is she here? Okay, we'll move to our sixth speaker, Ray Helms. Is Mr. Helms here? Good evening, Mr. Helms.
Good evening. I'm here tonight on a more serious matter. May the 18th, I contacted Miss Lindsay about this book. Now, this book is for 10-year-olds. And I asked her, was it in our school system? And she told me it wasn't. So I talked with someone that let me know it was. It was in West Cabarrus. So I went to West Cabarrus. They denied me access to the library. Well, after being lied to, after being denied access to a public school library, I started looking for a law, and I found one. One that represents exactly what these things do to the detail, even to the drawings. The books are in violation, and you disseminated those materials, you're in violation. So my next step was to go to the district attorney. She is willing to prosecute each and every one of you. Charges has to be filed. The sheriff will do that. I talked with him. He's willing to press the charges if evidence is found. All they're waiting on is for me to file the criminal complaint. And I'm going to do that on one exception. If each one of you publicly resigns from your office tonight, I'll withdraw my complaint. If not, I'm going to pursue this matter
till you're charged, and you can sit there and grin if you want to, sir. But this is a serious matter. I've done my homework. Y'all are in violation. You are going to be charged because the evidence is going to be found. You're going to be prosecuted because I guarantee you our prosecutor has a very good record of winning. And they've done committed to me that they're going to do that, and I'm committed to seeing it all the way to the end. And I'm going to make sure you never hold another public office, and this includes you too, Mr. Kopicki, because you're part of the process. So I'm not going to exclude. We've put this off. I'm not going to ask you to get the books out. We passed that. We're here for judgment now. Justice is going to prevail, and I'm going to see to it that it follows its course all the way to the very end.
Thank you. We will go to our 7th speaker, Courtney Steinberg. Is Ms. Steinberg here? Good evening.
Good evening. So thank you for having me here, board. So I'm here because I attended the realignment meetings, and after them I felt compelled to come and speak. I was disappointed in the lack of engagement, the lack of questions, the lack of answers, and it gave me pause because as a professional in project management, I was always concerned about what I didn't know. It wasn't the stuff I knew I didn't know. It's what I didn't know. And that's what I'm afraid we're missing here. Full disclosure, my child's not going to be affected. So I'm here really as a community member. That's why I don't have my school shirt on and all of that. I'm here because I'm really concerned about how we're going to get our kids places. And I did follow the process as was requested. And so I put in a comment, and I did receive a response from Mr. Furr, and I appreciate the response, I truly do. But I do feel like it needs to be public. So I had said, what is the overall impact in each scenario on transportation? Will they require more and or longer bus routes? Our district is currently struggling with their busing capacity already, and car rider lines are impacting local traffic in many areas. And so Mr. Furr did get back to me. And he said, this is Phil Furr, Director of Communications for CCS. I'm replying to this question privately for now, so you know I've received your questions. The answer will not appear on the public page. The CCS Transportation Department is working to assemble this information for me. Once that's complete, I'll answer this question publicly with the information in your request. And so I appreciate the response, I truly do, but I do think it needs to be public, because that response in and of itself tells me a couple of things. It tells me first that this impact hasn't been fully considered. And understanding in our last meeting that we are currently in a bit of a freeze financially, I understand if we have more routes, more buses, more drivers, we need to do a few things. We need to purchase buses possibly. We definitely need to hire drivers. And we really need to consider the impact of longer routes on our children. We know that having a kid in a bus for an hour and a half every day is not helpful. It's very harmful to them. And as a volunteer at our school, I am there a lot. And so I hear the don't take your attendance yet, bus X, Y, and Z isn't here. Or that I get the parent square that says this bus didn't make it until 4:45, your kids are on their way home. This is elementary school. If we're already struggling like that now, how are we going to be when we don't have our ability to walk to schools and we don't have our things in place we need to? So I'm asking you to take a measured and phased approach to this implementation. I understand why it would be great if we could just do it right now, but I'm really afraid that the people we're going to hurt are our children, and that's really who we need to be thinking about. Thank you.
Okay. Our 8th speaker is Lee Schumann. Is Mr. Schumann here? Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chair, board members, and Dr. Kopicki. Thank you for your time and patience given all this county and school system has before it. You'll have an awesome responsibility to do what's right first and foremost for the students and the children this county educates. My name's Lee Schumann. I'm a resident of Cabarrus County for 25 years. My wife Laura and I have 3 students, all in Cabarrus County School Systems and products of Beverly Hills Elementary. I'm a vice president of design and construction for a large hotel development company. I was a practicing architect for 10 years prior to that. I am a concerned taxpayer, parent, and resident. I'm here because I care deeply about this county and this community. I also represent SOS Group, and we have taken on the challenge of showing how we can build schools more economically, more efficiently, more cohesively, and honestly. We are presenting to you tonight the work of this group over the past several months to provide this board with another smart, well thought out solution on how you can address 2 aging downtown Concord schools and add seats for growth. You'll find a hard copy of our proposal for a new replacement school at Beverly Hills on the current site. As a community group, we fully support replacing Coltrane Webb Elementary School on its current site as well. We will show you why this is smarter for growth, more efficient use of taxpayer dollars, better for education, more responsible investment in our existing communities, and better for the county as a whole. You'll first find Beverly Hills Elementary 2023 report card. You'll note that last year the school exceeded growth at 90%. That was the second highest growth score in the county for elementary schools. You'll also note that the last time we debated the closure of this school, there was a huge drop in those growth scores all the way down to 59%. This was due to losing our principal and many of the staff because of the fear of the pending closing. Those bars represent real children whose educational growth was stunted because of that fear. Real kids that lost those educational opportunities and are now in our middle and high schools. Next, you'll find our site planning and site program and site plan. These are all items that have been assisted by the appendix. There's several things in there. The North Carolina Department of Public Instruction talks about how innovations in school design in North Carolina have solved smaller urban site problems by being creative in compact design and 2-story construction. The North Carolina Department of Public Instruction also mentions this as a way of smart growth. You also find the 10 principles of smart growth, which I think our schools are a huge part of that overall strategy. We've partnered with professional site and civil engineers in developing the site plan. Everything from the length and height of retaining walls, ADA ramps, traffic patterns, turning radius, required queue length for cars in the car rider line, mass grading calculations, and stormwater and detention have all been vetted. This is all while showing convincingly that a 78,000 square foot new school with 532 seats can actually be built on this site. Next, you'll find the building program and building plans. We partnered with architects who are professionals in the field of education to meet the requirements of code and the North Carolina Department of Public Instruction and exceed them in many cases. We then partnered with a general contractor, Rayland Construction, who has been in business for 50 years, has a separate educational division that concentrates on building schools, and they are currently building a new elementary school and are licensed in the state of North Carolina. Rayland provided a full itemized hard cost estimate, a program estimate for all-in costs, including a $1.2 million contingency. Then we turned and added a 7% owner contingency on top of all those dollars for a total cost of $31 million. Their contact information is provided, and they welcome any questions or concerns you may have. Lastly, you'll find the punchline. Our proposed scenario D, opposed to all 3 current scenarios in the recommendation by Cooperative Strategies, all of which close or consolidate Beverly Hills Elementary School, that I might add, this board has not voted to do, nor has previous boards. This page details for you the dollars that will ultimately be spent in those 3 current scenarios versus our proposed scenario. The choice is really simple in my mind. We can work harder and more creatively. We can save $20 million and add 214 more seats. Or we can go with the status quo, spend more and get less. The savings can be applied to a new school for growth in the county. Our proposal is more fiscally responsible, keeps downtown communities intact, sets them up for future success. It's better first and foremost for students, better for teacher retention, better for downtown redevelopment, more fiscally responsible, better for taxpayers, better for the communities, and better for the city and the county. It's high time that we start prioritizing what is best for our current citizens and their children who have funded growth for decades. And if that's better for growth too, that's truly better for all. Thank you.
Thank you.
I have a question for clarity.
Yes, ma'am.
Because this is something that we're looking at and the public is not able to see this, is this somewhere public?
I did email all of you this proposal. I don't know if there's a way to get that to the public, honestly. So I would ask you guys to respond to me via email. If there's a way for me to do that, I'd be glad to do that.
Thanks for clarifying that.
Thank you.
Thank you. So we'll move to speaker 9, Matthew Chisholm. Is Mr. Chisholm here? Good evening.
Good evening. My name is Matthew Chisholm, and I'm a parent of a first grader at Beverly Hills Elementary School, and I have twin boys that will be in kindergarten next year at BHES. I'm here tonight to address some concerns I have related to cooperative strategies, data collection, and communication for all 3 scenarios of a long-range district realignment study. I've asked several very specific questions over the last couple weeks on the Engage with CCS portal, and I've not received adequate answers that point to the data from which cooperative strategies has based their recommendations. Since all 3 scenarios affect thousands of families and students, as well as the closure of the elementary school that my daughter and my neighbors' children attend, I would ask that the board hold cooperative strategies accountable to their data by sharing it both with you all and with the community at large. On November 28th, I attended the community meeting at Concord High School where cooperative strategies shared a PowerPoint that outlined 4 criteria on which they based their redistricting maps: balanced utilization, school level feeder patterns, proximity, and diversity. In this presentation, they included the key metrics that shape the outcome of each of the criteria. But as the presentation proceeded, I saw that cooperative strategies was only showing results data and not the underlying data for each scenario. Case in point, for balanced utilization, the key metric was percent utilization. This metric was displayed for each school in each scenario, but both before and after realignment. But there was no mention of how cooperative strategies arrived at these changes. R. Brown McAllister is slated to increase their enrollment from anywhere between 220 and 270 students for next school year. My question is, how is cooperative strategies arriving at those figures? Criteria 3 and 4, proximity and diversity, respectively, are missing any sort of data whatsoever. Proximity's key metric was average distance traveled to school. At no point in any presentation is this metric included, calling into doubt that realignment is truly saving anyone in commuting time. In fact, closing Beverly Hills would lead to a drastic rise in commuting time for almost everyone in the district. My immediate neighbors would go from a 0.6-mile commute to almost 5 miles, an over 8-fold increase in commuting distance. Why is this metric not displayed for BHES or any other school that is surveyed? Similarly, there is no data that is shared publicly regarding diversity. Key metrics included average household income, language spoken at home, and educational attainment. Where is this data? How is it being used? The November community meetings should have included at least 1 case study for each of these criteria with all metrics included. Instead, we received bar graphs of utilization rates and maps, which were in fact visualizations showing the results of data, not the collection of data. Also, I'd like to address the key metric on which cooperative strategies is basing the closure of Beverly Hills. The only metric seems to be the FCI index, the ratio of deficiencies to the cost of replacement. Beverly Hills does indeed have a high FCA score. But my question to the county, and what I'd like the board to consider, is what are the itemized specifics, and can they show that? In closing, I want to ask cooperative strategies and the staff to provide the data and case studies to the community showing how their findings are specifically applying to certain districts. Thanks so much for your time and support and getting the right information to as many interested stakeholders as you can. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, board members, we will move to 11.01, our committee reports. Board members, are there any committee reports? Okay. We'll move to 12.01 to our consent agenda. I need a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Second. Second.
I have a motion by Ms. Lindsay, a second by Mr. Floyd. Is there any discussion, board members, about the consent agenda items listed on our agenda tonight? Hearing none. All those in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? The consent agenda is approved as presented. We will move to 13.01, which is our beginning teacher support plan with Dr. Michael Williams. Welcome back.
Good evening again, Madam Chair, board members, and Dr. Kopicki. Tonight I bring back the Beginning Teacher Support Plan, which I originally presented last week at the work session as part of our larger launch of Career Ladders for your review and your vote. Several members of the board posed questions that I would like to respond to this evening. First, I'd like to thank Ms. Angie McLean, our HR specialist who supports beginning teachers, who returned to the office this week from a family emergency, and she was pivotal in getting the data for us to be able to bring to you tonight. First, at present, Cabarrus County Schools has 138 first-year teachers, 135 second-year teachers, and 96 third-year teachers. Supporting those teachers are 331 mentors across the district. Additionally, there are 43 lead mentors who are trained by Ms. McLean and who meet with her regularly. Each school works with Ms. McLean to develop a beginning teacher support plan and assigns mentors to our beginning teachers. Those mentors are also trained by Ms. McLean and her team to support our beginning teachers through daily, weekly, and monthly check-ins. I will provide information regarding the percentage of beginning teachers by level and school, as well as retention data later this week, as Ms. McLean and I make sure that we have that data to be accurate for you. Second, in regard to how our beginning teacher support plan has evolved over the past 3 years, I would like to reiterate several points we presented last week and lift those up. First, we've developed a school-level support process map to guide school administrators as they create the support plans for the beginning teachers in their buildings. Second, Ms. McLean and her team review the beginning teacher data quarterly, including EVOS at the beginning of the year, benchmark or end of the year, benchmark testing reports, surveys, and teacher evaluations. And what this does is allow her and her team to support and to meet individual teachers' needs so that we are really looking at the data to figure out what each teacher needs. We have hired a team of retired teachers who observe, provide feedback, and service support for beginning teachers who need additional support to be successful. So that is really tailored to, as we review the data, which teachers need that additional support. Ms. McLean and Karen Holler, our district MTSS coordinator, worked very diligently last year to develop and implement a professional development course related to classroom management, particularly for our teachers who are coming in on permits to teach or residency licenses, meaning they have not yet completed their teacher education program. And so we beefed that up to really give them that course that they will also eventually get in college, but we wanted to give it to them on the front end. And then we're working with principals to develop plans at each school for our beginning teachers to observe highly effective teachers and give them, this is the really important part, we've been doing those observations, but a really key component that we have improved is giving them also opportunities to debrief and reflect with one another and with veteran teachers in order to identify and internalize the effective practices they saw in those classrooms. Ms. McLean and her team of beginning teacher support coaches, who are our retirees that we have brought back to support our teachers, have created a plan for intensive support that includes one of those coaches observing and spending up to 3 weeks with a beginning teacher who is in need of that level of support to help her or him develop both the classroom management and the instructional strategies that they need for students to be successful. And so you will see that when we find those places, we have a coach who's now able to go in and really do deep support and deep working feedback, and even we've worked with them around some modeling, like what does that look like to model for a teacher without taking over a classroom. As I noted, this work is made possible through our Title II funds. Those Title II funds are required to be spent on recruitment, retention, and growth. And that funding supports the human resources personnel, so Ms. McLean and her team of coaches. And finally, Ms. McLean, and our new educator orientation and all of our professional development series. Finally, we've deeply focused Ms. McLean's work to directly support our beginning teachers. That is all she does in our department. We've developed tiered supports for both small groups of beginning teachers and those individualized supports I spoke of. We've hired those beginning teacher support coaches, and she's leading a pilot this year in several of our schools where we have a larger number of beginning teachers, where our lead mentors and our teacher mentors are participating in professional development to help them provide very direct feedback to guide instructional and classroom community improvement. We anticipate, after we look at the results of that we will more than likely grow that to several more schools next year as we move forward. So I'm bringing the beginning teacher support plan as it is presented to you tonight. The document that you have is required by legislation and developed by NCDPI as a means of assurance that the plan is in place. But I'd ask you to please know that our actual work goes far beyond the information that you have in that document as we take our beginning teacher support very seriously. I'll answer any questions you have on the beginning teacher support plan.
Mr. Walter?
Yeah, Michael, thank you for the focus on the program to help us have a better understanding of that. It's not just part of another program.
Of course,
But
thank you.
Ms. McLean is awesome, and I'm glad that she's in charge of this. I think it will be very successful. Thank
Very
you.
proud of her work.
Yes.
Any other questions, board members? Ms. Sandage?
Oh,
Oh, Mr. Treadaway?
well, we have the privilege of knowing Angie McLean, but there were other names mentioned that I've had the privilege of working with. I am excited about this program, and I appreciate the intentionality.
Thank you.
Any other discussion?
Madam Chair, I make a motion that we adopt this program as presented.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Treadaway, a second by Mr. Floyd. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, this plan is approved. Thank you. Okay, board members, we'll move to 13.02, policies for approval on first read.
Madam Chair, I would ask the board to defer consideration of items 13.02 and 13.03. It was brought to my attention correctly that there was some information that we need to make sure that we provide the board with in terms of the accuracy of these policies. So I would ask for patience and to defer these until January.
Board members, any discussion about what Dr. Kopicki's asked? Okay, I need a motion to defer 13.02 and 13.03.
So moved.
Okay, I have a motion by Mr. Walter, a second by Ms. Escobar. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, those policies have been put on the next meeting in January. So we'll move to 14.01. Board members, I need a motion to...
Excuse me. Will that be first read, or where will we be on that?
Question. So what we're going to do is, if you recall correctly, the process that we normally use is to provide you the Cabarrus County Board policies, and then provide you, we have the habit of using red, so I'll use the word, the red, I don't want to call it red lining, but the suggestions by PLS will be included on our Cabarrus County Board policy. You'll have the two to compare, and that would be first read at the work session, second read at the business section. And I have conferred with our legal teams that we're in line with law, because I know there's some concern over the parental rights law that takes in place in January 1, and I was assured that we would be fine.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, board members, 14.01, I need a motion that we adjourn the December 11th business session. No, we're at the end of our meeting.
02 and 03
Yes. That's okay. No. Okay, so I need a motion to adjourn the December 11th business session. Okay, so Ms. Lindsay and Mr. Floyd, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed? Okay, this meeting is adjourned. Thank you.